Have you ever looked at a complex chart or, a mountain of data and just wished you had a crystal ball? Or maybe, at the very least, some kind of cutting-edge tool, something powered by artificial intelligence to help you spot those critical shifts and with, surprising accuracy without breaking the bank. Well, today on The Deep Dive, we're doing exactly that. We're taking a really deep look into an advanced, completely free indicator on TradingView. It's called the Machine Learning Lorentzian Classification Indicator. Quite a mouthful, but basically it's designed to generate pretty high-quality buy and sell signals using some sophisticated AI techniques. And we're going to unpack exactly what that means for you, the individual looking for that edge.
Yeah, absolutely. Our mission for this deep dive is, well, it's to help you understand not just how to find this indicator and, add it to your charts, but crucially, to really pull back the curtain on how it actually works. We'll decipher its signals, figure out what they mean, and maybe most importantly, show you how you can significantly filter them, how to improve those signals using other, widely available tools like the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And this whole discussion, I think it really highlights a core challenge, doesn't it? How does machine learning actually adapt? How does it cope with the often chaotic and unpredictable volatility of real markets?
That's a fantastic question to anchor us. Because, real-world markets are anything but neat and tidy. So let's get right into putting this tool to work. If you're following along on TradingView right now, go ahead and open up your chart. You want to click on the Indicators tab. It's usually up at the top there next to your time frame selection. Once that window pops up, just type Machine Learning into the search bar. Simple enough. You'll probably see a few options appear, but the one we're zeroing in on today is called Lorentzian Classification by JDEHorti. It's even marked as an editor's pick, which, that's usually a good sign. Give that a click, and boom, it'll instantly be added to your chart, ready to go.
Right. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just some, simple moving average or basic line reacting to price. This indicator, developed by JDEHorti, it's built on a pretty robust foundation of machine learning. Specifically, it uses two core algorithms: Lorentzian Distance Classification LDC for short and approximate nearest neighbors, or ANN. And for those of you who really love to dig into the technical nuts and bolts, JD has actually made all the underlying math and the code completely open source. It's right there on TradingView. So yeah, you can literally go look at the source code and see exactly how it crunches the numbers.
Wow, that's fantastic transparency. Seriously, crazy candle.
Exactly, which makes its signals much more reliable in volatile periods. Think earnings season, or with instruments known for big swings, like, as you mentioned, cryptocurrencies. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it just highlights how important it is for an algorithm to be robust, to handle extreme data without falling apart.
Okay, that's clear. So it's about filtering out the noise, in a way. Now, once you've got this indicator actually on your chart, what are you looking at? Let's decode the visuals. First, you'll probably notice these numbers right below each candle. They seem to range from -8 to +8. What do those signify?
Right. Those numbers are the model's direct output. They represent its confidence. Confidence in either bearish or bullish sentiment for that specific candle. So a +8, for instance, signals strong bullish confidence. A -8 indicates strong bearish conviction. Makes sense.
Okay, higher number, more confidence.
Precisely. And here's where the insight comes in. When you start seeing a sequence of 8s, whether they're positive 8s or negative 8s, that often signals a potential strong move is brewing. It's the model basically shouting, hey, I'm really, really sure about this direction because the patterns I'm seeing are aligning strongly.
Got it. A string of 8s is something to watch closely. Okay, what about the line? There's a line that changes color too, right?
Yes, exactly. You'll also see that color-changing line directly on your chart. This line is based on something called kernel regression. Now, in simple terms, kernel regression isn't just a basic average. It intelligently smooths out the noise in the price data. It gives you a clearer, more reliable visual representation of the underlying trend. Think of it like drawing the best fit curve through kind of messy data points. So when that line turns green, it's indicating an upward direction. Red signifies a downward direction. It essentially confirms the sentiment the numbers are showing.
Okay, so numbers for confidence, line for direction.
And then, of course, you have the explicit labels, the red or green labels appearing directly above or below the candles. These are your actual sell and buy signals based on all that complex calculation happening underneath.
All right, numbers, line, labels. Seems clear.
But here's a truly crucial insight, something you absolutely need to remember in your process. Always, always, always wait for the candle to close before you act on any signal.
Okay. No jumping the gun.
No jumping the gun. These signals do not repaint once the candle is closed. That means they won't disappear or change their mind after the fact, which is fantastic for reliable analysis, right? Because what you see is actually what you get.
That's huge. Repainting indicators are the worst.
Tell me about it. Also, pay close attention to the visual strength of those labels. Sometimes they look a bit faded.
Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes.
Right. If a label appears faint or darker than usual, it indicates lower model confidence. Maybe the pattern isn't super clear or the conviction is weaker. That suggests you might want to be a bit more cautious with that particular signal. Don't just blindly follow it. Understanding these confidence levels, it really empowers your decisions. It's not just about getting a signal, but knowing how much weight you should maybe give it.
That adds a really important layer of nuance. It's not just binary buy or sell. And speaking of immediate feedback, the indicator actually gives you some right there on the screen, doesn't it? There's that small table, usually tucked in the corner. The signal statistics panel, what's that showing us, briefly? And why is it useful?
Yeah, that little panel. It offers a quick, real-time snapshot of the immediate past performance of the signals. It basically shows you how often previous signals generated profit over, say, the next 4 candles. Now, it's really important to understand, this isn't full-blown comprehensive backtesting across years of data. It's not that.
Okay, so not a full history lesson.
No, but it is incredibly valuable for fine-tuning the indicator settings in real time. You can tweak parameters, like the number of neighbors it looks at, and instantly see the immediate impact on recent signal profitability for the specific thing you're trading. It's a powerful way to personalize its performance. It's about being an active participant in optimizing your tools, not just passively accepting defaults.
Right, active tweaking. Love it. Okay, what other maybe pro tips could you share for optimizing this indicator further once someone starts using it day to day?
Well, there are definitely several ways you can fine-tune it. One key area is playing around with the neighbor count setting within the indicator itself. Remember the approximate nearest neighbors algorithm? That neighbor count tells it how many nearby data points to consider. Values like, say, 5 to 15 are usually a good range to experiment with. A lower number, like 5, might make the indicator more sensitive, perhaps quicker to react to reversals. A higher number, maybe 15, might smooth things out more, better for identifying longer-term trends, perhaps. It really depends on your trading style and the market.
So experiment with the neighbor count. What else?
You might also want to explore the dynamic exit setting. If you turn that on, the indicator can actually suggest specific price levels for exiting your trades. That can potentially simplify your overall strategy and help with risk management, taking some guesswork out.
Oh, interesting. Built-in exit suggestions.
Yeah. And finally, don't be afraid to combine it with other analytical tools you might already trust or use. Things like drawing basic trend lines to identify key support and resistance, or looking at volume zones areas where lots of trading happened previously. You could even add another filter, like an ADX indicator maybe, to gauge the strength of the trend before taking a signal. More confirmation is often better.
So it sounds like it's definitely not a set it and forget it kind of tool. It rewards active engagement and thoughtful combination with other strategies.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. And you need to make sure the major dominant trend isn't moving strongly against the direction of your potential trade on the lower time frame. You really should try to avoid trading against the major market trend whenever possible. It's usually a losing game long term.
Don't swim upstream, basically.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for someone looking to apply these tools? It means the AI, this Lorentzian indicator, it's a fantastic guide, a really powerful shortcut to identifying potential opportunities. But your own informed understanding of the market's bigger picture, that broader context we keep mentioning, it remains absolutely indispensable for making truly effective decisions. It's about being both smart and strategic.
So, summing it up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've seen how advanced AI, in the form of this specific indicator, can distill complex market data into actionable signals. It offers AI-powered predictions using real historical data and some pretty sophisticated statistical learning. And the best part, it's accessible. It's free on TradingView.
And, if we connect this back to that bigger picture, maybe step back a bit, it raises, I think, an important question for you to consider. Not just in trading, maybe, but perhaps in any field where you're dealing with tons of data or complex systems. In this increasingly AI-driven world we live in, how does the combination of sophisticated algorithms, like this one, and your own informed human judgment, how does that blend create the most powerful, the most insightful outcomes?
Absolutely. That's the key takeaway, isn't it? This indicator is a genuinely powerful tool, no doubt. But like any powerful tool, Its effectiveness is truly maximized when it's combined with your human market knowledge, your intuition, and other forms of confirmation. It really makes you think about that evolving relationship, right, between our gut feelings, our experience, and the cold, hard logic of machines. How can they work together to reveal patterns we might otherwise miss? We definitely encourage you to go explore this machine learning Lorentzian classification indicator yourself on TradingView. Add it, maybe try that RSI filter strategy we discussed. See how it fits or doesn't fit into your own analytical toolkit. It's a really fascinating frontier to explore.